Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and right now we have the Yakima extension piece for your Yakima SkinnyWarrior. So if you have this cargo basket and you find that you need a little bit more length, or right off the bat you want a longer roof basket for more cargo, for more adventures, then this is going to be the extension piece for you. This is going to add 16 inches of length to your Yakima SkinnyWarrior for a total of 74 inches of length for your roof basket. We also have the SkinnyWarrior plus the extension piece available as a full kit, so you can purchase both at the same time for this basket. This is going to have the exact same features as your SkinnyWarrior basket, so that's the steel construction, black powder coat finish, 23 inches wide, and even if you extend your basket, you're still going to have the same weight capacity of 165 pounds total. So it doesn't add to your weight capacity, but rather gives you more space to put larger or wider and lighter things. The extension piece is going to include all the hardware you need to expand your SkinnyWarrior cargo basket. All I would recommend you grabbing is a screwdriver as well as a tape measure for when you need to reinstall the clamps. Let's take a look at that process. Before installing your Yakima SkinnyWarrior extension, if you already have the Yakima SkinnyWarrior, you are going to have to take it apart. So there are 4 bolts holding it in. All you need to do for this process, or all you need, is a Phillips head screwdriver. There are bolts on the top rails and 2 bolts on the bottom rails. With the last bolt removed, you're then able to take the SkinnyWarrior apart, and then you'll have that open gap in the middle. Your extension piece will have hardware in it, which is 4 bolts and washers, but keep your old bolts and washers because you will still need those when you attach it. So go ahead and take the bolts and washers out of your extension piece. Notice how it's narrow on one side, larger on the other side. That's how you can figure out which side goes to the left SkinnyWarrior piece or the right SkinnyWarrior piece. You can now start putting the bolts and the washers back in to secure all the pieces. You may notice that the thread might not be visible at first. I just recommend sticking a pin in there and just pushing the nut over to the side so that you can put the bolt through. Now that your basket is fully extended, you'll notice that the clamps are sitting further apart. So go ahead and take those clamps off. That way, once you have it on your roof, you can readjust them as needed. Now we just need to lift this basket up onto the roof. The perks of the SkinnyWarrior is it's actually very light. Well, relatively light. Even with a lot of basket space, I'm still able to lift it all by myself. With your extension piece, the basket is not going to fit the same way on your roof like it did before. If I wanted to open up my hatch, I'd have to push this basket forward to get myself more clearance, but with pushing it forward, it's not as even. So you are going to have to play around with it on your own crossbars and roof to see what is the best clearance for your car. You need to line up the basket with your crossbars. Ideally, you'll want the crossbars sitting right there in the middle of 2 rails. That way your clamp can fit in and then onto the bar properly. Now, with this in mind, if you have raised rails like what we have here, you do have the adjustability of your crossbars to get it right and centered. But if you have, let's say, a naked roof or a fixed mounting point, you might be slightly off-centered. As long as there's enough space for your clamp, you're good. With everything lined up, you can now install the rest of the clamps, including the brackets, the bolts, and the knobs. And that's how you add your extension piece to your Yakima SkinnyWarrior. You're going to have more space for more things.